Welcome to Chakra Chats with Patty Kikos. I'm so excited to introduce you to my numerologist and dear friend, Tameera Kemp. Hi, Tameera.
Hi, Patty. It's wonderful to be here with you today.
Oh, it's so good to have you here. And folks, for those of you that haven't met Tameera, she is an intuitive astrologer, a numerologist, and Western Feng Shui practitioner. For over 20 years, she's helped people with life direction, relationships, home energies, and even name changes. Naturally empathic as a child with really strong intuition, in her teens, Tameera started to see into people from their astrology. Her gifts grew with numerology, gaining a clearer perspective and picture of people's vast personalities, of life, and of course, of soulmate connections. Tameera's worked with spiritual home energies and Feng Shui from her 20s, witnessing amazing shifts in people's lives. If you're in a relationship, trying to heal from one, or wondering if that special someone is right for you, if you're getting married, changing your name, need direction, or are calling in more abundance into your life, a session with Tameera will bring life changes, clarity, and much more into your world. Tameera works with the ancient sciences of astrology and Pythagorean numerology to help you understand yourself, your loved ones, and your perspective on a deeper soul level. She believes that you're born with a unique blueprint. Before coming to Earth, you decided on your date of birth and even on your name. Life itself is sacred geometry, according to Tameera. It's also numbers and planetary vibrations, and we choose the vibrations needed for our growth and, of course, for our evolution. By looking into your date of birth and into your name, Tameera can give you clear insight into your relationships, your family, your home, your career, how to gain the most from each year, when you're likely going to have a lucky period, or how to move through a more challenging cycle. She shares how your world is unfolding with confirmation from your numbers and from your past even. Now, I feel very blessed to have Tameera as part of the Chakra Chat series, specifically because she's so heart-centered, and I think she's got some incredible tips to share with us regarding the energy center that sets our foundation for everything in life. Not only does Tameera embody the balanced archetype, she's also overcome extraordinary loss in her life. She now runs a successful and thriving business, and I'm constantly inspired by her heart-centered approach to her life. Hey, Tameera.
Hi, Patty. I'm so grateful to be your dear friend because you're also my healer, and you've been a huge inspiration in my life.
Oh.
Through your teachings, through your Kundalini yoga, and I have to mention through your chakras, through your teachings, through the e-course that you developed. It's helped me so much with my life, how I manage my time, how it's created more space in my day, and enabled me to connect with my guides, and I think feel more purpose.
That's so good to hear. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that. Well, I appreciate that, especially because in our friendship, you're not only my dear friend, but you're my mentor when it comes to matters of star signs, numbers, and what they all mean. And have helped me through some incredibly difficult transitions that would have been a lot harder had I not gained the perspective that you gave me and taught me to have.
Well, it's a very the way I like to work. It is from the heart, and it is very much about the heart with relationships and with life and direction. That's all about your heart space and bringing it to the world, to people on a very down-to-earth level, a very practical kind of level. And from me, from when I learnt from younger, there was either astrology or numerology, and learning about both of the techniques, combining them together, just gave the most beautiful, holistic, practical insight into things. And I guess you could say it's entrepreneurial in the way that I work, because it's very new. It's different, and you'll have different ways that people work, and they're sort of within that astrology field or within that numerology field, and they don't cross over. So I feel quite honoured to be able to share the very, very ancient teachings and to be able to communicate them.
Well, that's actually why I asked you. I think I even forced you to do this chakra chat, didn't I? But I really wanted you to talk about the heart chakra, because for someone who is as intellectual as you are and who can understand, look, I'm not going to lie, some pretty difficult intellectual concepts and make them so simple for people to understand, myself included. I believe that you do it because of your heart-centered approach to life. And even though we both have a shared love of all things esoteric, Kundalini yoga, meditation, and of course dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah. What I'd really love from you is if you could tell us a little bit more about your journey before you started working for yourself.
I'd love to. Well, the astrology is something that I discovered around the age 12, and numerology and Feng Shui would have been about 5 years later. My granny and aunt, they were both psychic, and my mum, who you actually met before we connected.
That's actually a beautiful story, isn't it?
Yes, it is a beautiful story. Shall I tell that, or would you like to tell?
You can. I'll tell it. Can I tell it?
I'd like you to tell it.
Oh,
yes.
I'm so excited. Unbeknown to both of us, I had already met your fabulous mum, because she was working in the social work setting where I did my first ever placement as a social work student. So she was my mentor's colleague. And then the story of how you'd asked me about my social work, and I mentioned a centre that I did my placement at, and you casually mentioned your mum's name, and I said,
Norma.
I once met a Norma, but I don't think you know her because she's Scottish. And you said, well, hang on a minute, I am Scottish and so is my mum, and it turned out to be the same person.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing, and that we lived in quite close proximity to each other.
We grew up a suburb away from each other, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it came full circle when we became friends.
Probably travelled to some of the same places, and even a year ago we were having the same experience.
That's right. We were both in America at the same time.
Both in America and so yeah, it's amazing how energies are just so synergistic.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, and how kindred spirits will meet and move through certain life initiations at the same time. Yeah. But not to take away from your beautiful story.
Yes. So basically, I started working in health and education, which was just fabulous, because for me it's been a huge passion to help people with their self-development, with their personal development, and through their education. So coming, I guess, from an intellectual background, yet having the huge spirituality around me, I analysed a lot of things, with people that I worked with, but was still set in this environment where I would be helping people with their life and direction and personal development, yet through a more of a academic setting. For example, I worked in media and communications for over 10 years in one of Australia's top universities, ranked 44th in the world. And I think that the tipping point came to me through hearing people's stories pretty much every day, that they would get to, they might be 30, they might be 40, and having a pretty much midlife crisis, that they had taken on the wrong career, that their relationship had broken up, that they'd had a child, that they'd taken time off work, and they were basically depressed. That they wanted to learn, to study, to take on, new teachings. And I was able on an academic level, on an educational level, to guide them. But this was coming up so much, and from this I found a niche in the market, and it was about developing, about retreats, basically, about, a whole holistic sort of guide, and about writing and helping people through, because that's something I love doing as well, is writing, and having a moon calendar so people can understand about, when the moon's full and when it's new. And so it wasn't just about sort of a promoting sort of retreats, it was very much about helping people on an incredibly holistic level, and